Hi everyone, Saret here with the new Let's Play. You know, I was looking up on all the news and rewatching all the conferences from the latest E3, and the thought struck me that I wanted to do a Let's Play of Kid Icarus, or Kid Icarus, however you pronounce it, when I first started doing Let's Plays a few months ago. It was another game from my childhood. Excuse me. Another game from my childhood I really liked. So I thought, hey, you know, what better time could I have than now, since they're releasing a new version of Kid Icarus for the 3DS. Yeah, you couldn't think of one either, huh? So let's get started, shall we? Let's have some fun with Kid Icarus for the NES, a game released in Japan, I believe, in '86, and I think it made it to the States in '87. Not completely sure on that. But anyway, it was back around the time Metroid came out, this came out with it. Somewhat lesser known, but apparently well enough known for Nintendo to feature the character on the Captain N cartoon forever ago, even if they made him like this little really high-pitched boy-voiced angel that ended everything in the word Icus. So, but anyway, let's get started before I talk too much more. Coincidentally, I also bought a new controller for well, not new controller, but a new device that allows me to connect my Super Nintendo controllers to my computer through a USB port. So I thought, hey, what better time and what better place to start working on using that than now with a Let's Play of an NES game, huh? So anyway, you notice that you're this little brown-haired angel with a bow and arrow, wings on his back. And what it doesn't tell you is that Angel Land has been taken over by Medusa, and it's your job to work your way through these stages, collect 3 treasures at the end of each stage by beating a boss, and then face off against Medusa. So, to get started on that, you have jump and you have shoot. Along the way, you notice how it says weapons and treasures and a whole bunch of zeros and other stats. Those all come into play at some point, including strength. And you notice it says we're on stage 1-1, which should tell you there are more stages and each stage has multiple parts. The first 3 stages have 4 parts each. The last stage is one long auto-scrolling shooting stage. But for now, the first 3 stages, each comprised of 3 scrolling levels like this, where you advance the frame bit by bit. I will explain that in a moment when we actually come to an important one. And you have, as I was saying, each stage has 4 parts. The first 3 stages have 4 parts. First 3 parts are platforming stages like this one. And the last stage is kind of like a labyrinth. No more? Okay, no. Oh, there you are. You're late. And you noticed you defeat enemies, collect hearts. Hearts are a form of currency, like Castlevania used them. Incidentally, another game that was on Captain and Game Masters. Now, don't think because I've lucked out twice here that falling to the bottom of the screen just means you kind of stand there. No, it doesn't. It usually means you fall to death. Fun, huh? I just looked out and there have been platforms right on the bottom edge of the screen. But what you saw me there do there was get a harp, which temporarily turns all enemies into those mallets, which are used later. I can use them now by hitting select, I believe. Is it select? No, they're only usable in the fortresses. Okay, in the last area. And while they make decent weapons in the fortresses, that's not what you're going to use them for. You're going to use them to break open statues, which are which I guess are okay, but you can probably get more use out of them by using them as a high-strength breakable weapon. I never found much use for the statues myself. Okay. What you're about to see me go into here is another room, which you saw me go into a room in the... Getting beat up is not a good thing here. But these rooms all contain different things. Some contain enemies. I'm going to die in here. Oh well. Sometimes you die, sometimes you don't. I could just leave. Where would the fun in that be, huh? Nope, it looks like I'm going to make it out of here. I gain a whole bunch of hearts in the process. Okay, for hearts, you've noticed there have been 3 types of hearts I've gained. There have been the big hearts, the little hearts, and the half hearts. The little heart's worth 1, half heart's worth 5, big heart's worth 10. Not much more I can say about that. Okay, this enemy, on the other hand, is kind of special in that if he sees you, he will summon forth little bitty versions of him. So you don't want him to see you. So you shoot him when his back is turned. However, you gotta be careful that he doesn't just turn around like that when you're in the air, or he will see you. But still, you jump up and you shoot him in the back enough times, and he dies, and leaves behind a big heart. Die already. Another thing you may have noticed is that I have a life bar, which is down to 1 hit point. You may think that, you know, life bar, you've been going down, I've been collecting hearts that haven't healed me. Well, what heals me? This, right here. Refills 7 hit points, which is all you start out with, which is a really good thing.